Hola amigos, hi my friends, welcome to my video. This is your old friend Rene Armando Murillo. I don't know if you happen to stumble upon my videos in YouTube. There's one video in particular that I want to talk to you about. It's the one about astral projections and parallel Earth or parallel universes with parallel Earth. And I was sharing this spooky phenomena that was happening to me. Now, what I want to talk to you is about that subject again, but I would like to link it with some other ideas. I made a video, I don't know if I still have it there in YouTube, about the Cathars, the Albigensian heretics, the perfect heresy according to the American writer Stephen O'Shea. He wrote a book which title is The Cathars, the Perfect Heresy, the revolutionary life and death of the Cathars, in medieval times. As I said in a video, I got a video that I dedicated to the Cathars, that the Cathar was a special breed of people. They were special people. They seemed to be ahead of their time for I don't know how many years, 1,000 years perhaps, and they believed in women's liberation. They believed in some sort of a democracy. They were doing experiments, and with those two subjects and some other things that were not accepted at that time. They were rejected even by the Catholic Church. If you're aware, if you have read about the Cathars or Albigensian heretics, they were condemned to die at the stake, in bonfires. They were burned alive by the church. And well, the church at that time thought that they were doing something good, because for them they were evil. Okay, you know how it was in medieval times. They couldn't. The church couldn't accept people doing any sort of experiments, like science experiments. Those things were considered as evil, and the church will combat that until it eradicated all, these heretic believers or beliefs. And well, where I want to get to is the beliefs, linking the beliefs of the Cathars with astral projections, and also with being in a holographic world, and also being in a flat world where we all are people are coming out with this idea that we are in a two-dimensional world, with height and width, and that our brain provides the depth and creates like a hologram. Okay, apparently we are in a holographic world, in a hologram. There is a professor at the Oxford University in England who published an essay talking about saying that in the future people is going to have an incredible amount of computer power, that they will be able to make simulations that will look almost real, feel real. Okay, and he wonders if we in this world, if we are in a hologram, in a computer simulation, that in the future or perhaps intelligent life from another galaxy or from another world in another galaxy created. Perhaps we are in a simulation. And because if we are in a two-dimensional world and our brain supplies the depth, that means that there's a strong possibility that we are in a hologram. Okay. I was telling this to a friend of mine recently, and he said, Armando, if you think this is a hologram, and you think people don't die, why don't you step in front of a bus, like a city bus or a train or something like that, and and be killed. Anyway, you're in a hologram. And also he said that because I was talking to him about reincarnation. The Cathars, the Albigensian heretics, they believed in reincarnation. Okay, they believe that when we die we come back. Okay, they are retractors, or no, detractors, like the church. They accuse them of being evil, witchcraft, heresy, and that that business of reincarnation, the church, they didn't like it, and they also believe that we all have spirits of fallen angels, and that this planet Earth is hell itself, and they would apply the consolamentum, the imposition of the hands over the heads of the people, particularly the dying, and if they accepted the consolamentum and Catharism, Catharism, they would leave this hell and they would go to a better place. In other words, they wouldn't go from hell to hell. So, because to the Cathars, about 900 years ago, that was the 1100 medieval Europe. There was a lot of turmoil. The church had the powers, the three powers, or more powers, but the three that I'm aware of, the political power, the religious power, and the financial power. And the church had a lot of power. If there was a king or a queen that they didn't like, or the queen was not too happy with the church, they would remove that king or queen and they put another one in the throne. Something like is happening nowadays. Now, imagine for a minute that the Cathar, all of these things are true. A holographic world, a two-dimensional world, and we create with our brain the three dimensions by supplying the depth of those two dimensions. Imagine if we could alter or suppress, that's the word that I was trying to find, suppress that area in the brain that supplies the depth to this world to create a three-dimensional world, a world of three dimensions, height, width, and depth. Okay. Suppose that we could suppress that area of the brain that creates that third line. How would the world would look like? Think about it. How would this world would look like? Just with height and width, flat. But then I ask myself, what in the world is flatness? Okay, imagine that we are able to suppress that area of the brain that creates the holographic environment where we are in this planet. How would everything... See, what is flatness? And I'm asking you this question because if flatness has a thick, then that would be three-dimensional. Correct? So, if you have width and height, a flat, it would not have thickness at all. So, what in the world is flatness, real flatness? What is it? Can somebody explain to me what is flatness? Huh? Imagine, as I said, if we have that area of the brain suppressed, and then we can see flatness. So this world will be like cheats, over cheat, over cheat, over cheat, all the way to infinity. That would be perhaps the real way, the way we look in reality. Like cheats. Cheat overcheat, 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 overcheat. Oh my God, that would be our true. I'm trying to find a word in English. Likeness. The true way that we look. Flat, 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 flat. You know, it's curious. Television is an optical illusion. I studied radio and television years ago when I was young, and television is an illusion. It's like an optical illusion. You know, in the old TVs with the electronic cannon, it shoots electrons on the screen. There is a special paint and that big tube there, and it creates lines, line, and boom, goes again, line. It's lines. But the brain put all those lines together, and it creates the illusion of movement and figures. You know, it's an illusion. So the brain seems to be playing tricks on us. Okay, so the environment, if this is all true, the environment where we live, that we see buildings, we see trees, flowers, everything, we see ourselves in a mirror, maybe that's not the way, the real way how we look. You know, the brain is creating an illusion to make us believe that we have this physical body with hands and head and everything, when in reality we are just flat lines, like a TV set with the electronic cannons, you know, going up and going up, creating those lines. Oh boy, we are flat. Are we? Are we flat? A flat line like a TV. Oh Lord. Oh my God. I'm an agnostic, by the way. You know, I told you in other videos. Okay? Now I want you to think about these ideas. They sound wild, huh? Far out. But what if all this is true? You know? What if? What if we are capable of disattaching our physical body, our soul or spirit, whatever it is, software, and then they say that in the higher level of consciousness that you get when you are in the spirit, they say that there is no time or space, there is no distance, everything is the same, there is no past, no present, no future. It's one thing. Okay. Space and time is just one thing. Okay, so you can be in this part of the galaxy, in your solar system, in our solar system, and in the spirit body, you can be on the other side of, maybe in another galaxy, billions of years far away, billions of you know, huh? Think about it. Now you're gonna watch this video, and you might say, "Oh, Rene smoked something." No. As I told you before, I drove a school bus for Student Transportation of America, and we used to get random drug tests. Okay? I worked for that company almost 12 years. I never used drugs. I don't use drugs, and I will never use drugs, because I'm not a fool to have my neurotransmitters in my brain cells, in my neurons, to be messed up. Okay? I want to be a sane person, and you know, I like this this environment here, this world, and I don't want to go crazy. Okay, so my friends, leave me a commentary there at the bottom. You know, tell me, you criticize me, leave negative and positive commentaries at the bottom there, because because I feed. Okay, my brain, my mind, my brain feeds on good and bad commentaries from the viewers. Okay, my friends, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful Sunday, and here the summer is about to end, and fall. The trees are already changing colors. Okay, and people are going to experience what they call autumn blues. People get affected in their mind by the change of seasons here. Believe it or not. Alright, my friends. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, or evening, or early in the morning, wherever you are in this marvelous planet Earth. Okay? Bye-bye, sayonara, stokalo, adios, adeo, blah, 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 in all those languages. Okay? Bye. So long. It was a pleasure being with you again.